I am Archana Tiwari, HR head at V36.ai, and your moderator for today's session. At Productivity League, we bring together some of the brightest minds to discuss the real world strategies that drive the performance, innovation, and the people first productivity in today's ever evolving workplace. Today's theme dives into two core pillars of the growth: tech driven innovation and people focused leadership. And to guide us through this conversation, we are joined by the two exceptional speakers. So, our first speaker of the session is HR. She's a CHRO at this Tech Private Limited. She is passionate about creating workplace culture where employees thrive and organization excel. So, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining today's talk show. I would request if you can talk about your professional journey so that audience can connect better with you.
Thank you, Archana. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining in. I would like to thank Me360 team and Lokesh for inviting me to this LinkedIn talk show, and I'm really excited for this conversation. So today's topic is not just part of my role; it's very close to my heart also. And if I talk about my journey, currently, as Archana mentioned, I work as a CHRO with Vidya Tech Limited. It's a public listed company in IT services based out in Ahmedabad. After completing my MBA, I started working in talent acquisition and I was hiring for international and domestic recruitment. And like most of the MBA, I also did not have clear path. So I took all the opportunity which came along my way, kept my eyes and ears open, and started learning. Kept my learning curve open, and then I eventually moved into HR generalist profile, then HR business partnering role, and then eventually into leadership role. If I talk about my personal life, I am a person who always have a fire inside. If I see a goal, I will always think that why can't I dream about that? Right? Why not me? So I'll give my, and it's not just dream, it's the efforts and consistency which equally had to be there. So I give my 200% to everything which I want to achieve. So that's me. Thank you, Archana.
Thank you, Heth. And that is, lovely introduction. And yeah, always keep going and keep learning attitude everyone one should have. I also feel that. And apart from that, very good point, mentioned by you that whatever is coming in your way, sometimes if you are very particular about certain things, sometimes you struggle a lot. So as a young generation, so who all are, I mean, a lot of people have joined us for the today's session, and a lot of listeners are there who are actually they're aspiring, they are maybe their MBA experience. So maybe in the near future they are going to start their corporate journey. So they should also understand that whatever is coming in your way, you just welcome it with an open heart. So that's really nice idea. So thanks for
Right.
joining
And
us
even
today.
I would like to add that, if I can add that, in today's competitive market, one because many people think that we have completed our masters and now we are settled in job. It cannot happen because daily something new is coming. So even after around 8 years of my MBA, after completing my like I was having around 8 years of experience, I started doing lot of certification. So I did women and leadership program from ISB Hyderabad, and then a lot of certification for internal auditor, because you have to be updated along with market as well. Because if we are not doing that, then again it's very easy for organization to replace us. So skills, it's equally important that we continuously update our skills.
Definitely. So thank you so much for all the, kind of words which are actually going to motivate our audience. Now the next speaker in the line is Satyabhama. She's a head HR and admin in she's actually a business for first HR leader with over 2 decades of experience with the strategic HR transformation across various industry. So, Satyabhama, thank you so much for joining us. I would request if you can also introduce yourself, talk about your professional journey, and motivate our audience.
Thank you, Archana. I need to thank Lokesh for introducing me for this event. And I'm a seasoned professional with more than 2.5 decades of work experience in multiple domains, either it be manufacturing or engineering or public sector and financial services. So now I'm currently head at HR in Daksha Unmanned Systems, which is basically a drone manufacturing and assembly unit. So that is where, as Heath was sharing it, we need to continuously upskilling ourselves to move along our career path as well. And one of the major one which I'm passionate about is the alignment of HR with the business. If HR is not aligned with the business, there will be hardly any results. So, and that is where the a major chaos starts when there is no alignment. So that is where I'm more passionate about. And added to that is the HR automation work, which I had been involved in the recent past for more than 5 to 6 years, which has added further to this one, because now not just the policies and others, the entire HR automation also, the HR has to be automated along with the business goals and organization or business alignment. So I mean, the topic is more. I mean, I'm very passionate about this topic because ultimately all these result in the culture. Culture is nothing but your set of behaviors plus the values of any organization, and that is where we are continuously reinforcing as a HR team members in terms of systems, tools, procedures. We are continuously reinforcing, and that's it about me. Thanks for inviting me once again.
Thank you so much, Satyabama. I would also like you to mention like you work with a lot of industry. I mean, different industry you serve. So if you can give some tips on that. I mean, sometimes people are afraid or people feel that we should hop in the same industry. We cannot join other industry. So if you can talk about the nitty-gritties or the challenge or the strategies to work across various industries.
See, this is, I mean, I was asked the same question whenever I used to go in for, like, I started off with manufacturing companies only. More than among the 25 years, more than 19 years has been in manufacturing. So the moment I moved from within the manufacturing from one industry to the other industry, this is a simple question which I will be getting it from the business side, not from the HR fraternity, but from the business side. But it takes all it takes for us to understand the any business outcome, because I've also had a brief I mean, entrepreneurial journey. I was also running my own consultancy, and whenever I get queries from different industries, either it be the IT product or the IT services, this is for me to understand the business or the JD related to any position. It takes us a concentrated 8 hours of work, that were probably one single day, with which we'll be able to work out, understand what is the need of the organization, what is the need of the industry. Then we are able to align or give what is required. Because as a consultant, I need to supply within 2 working days a new manpower for any new industry or new company. So I need to understand that I need to do a thorough homework for this one. Homework matters, otherwise we'll be missing the bus.
Correct, correct. So as per your profile, you have to, yes, if you're hoping, hopping, or working with the, various sectors or various industry and you want to, change your industry from one to another, then obviously that homework is required. That is the, the key to success. Otherwise, if you are not having the proper knowledge of that particular industry, then obviously you're going to miss the bus, as rightly said by Satyabama. So Satyabama, let's start the conversation. Let's deep dive, for today's topic. So I would request you if you can tell our audience about um, in today's scenario, because we have seen that a lot of I mean trend is changing now. People are looking for remote or the hybrid. So that remote and hybrid tech driven work environment is there nowadays. So what are the some most impactful digital tool or the platforms you have implemented to enhance the employee engagement, communication, and overall experience? So I'm sure that in your industry also a lot of people must be looking for the hybrid or the remote work environment, and they must be working. So what kind of a tools you have implemented in the present organization or in your previous organization to keep them engaged for the communication purpose, or maybe the performance improvement purpose?
See, for me, yeah,
Satyabama, we cannot hear you.
okay. See,
You're mute.
fortunately,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Am I audible right now?
Yes, 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 you are.
No, I'm not on mute. No. Ah, okay. Audible? Am I? Yes. See, I would say, like instead of having multiple tools or any, have have one HRMS which is having all the modules. Say either it be the attendance or the PMS or the learning or the communication channels. All these, if you're able to have it in one umbrella, it makes not the life of the HR, but also it makes the life of the staff employee easy. Like all he has to do is have a single sign on in his laptop, access all the related information, either it be his own self services, right from his pay slips to the attendance to what is going on, like in the current, like any organization bulletins or any, and also take care of his own learning needs. Would suggest that one simple HRMS one, which is addressing all the needs. And again, I'm saying need not have multiple tools or any, because ultimately the employee, the staff, or colleague is the guy who is going to use it. Make it very simple for him so that we are able to reach out to him. Any tool for that matter, unless and otherwise it is it is not enhancing, it is not bringing in visibility or bringing in clarity or not user friendly, it's not going to be useful to anybody in the organization. Otherwise the success rate of adoption, or that will become an issue.
Yeah, definitely. So, Satyamama, let me conclude this. Your message is don't get confused with the different tools. I mean, if you have the different tools, so that integration, data management, that can be the challenging
Absolutely.
one. So, yeah. So, if you are having the one package which is actually providing you one platform which is actually providing you all the services, so it's very handy that in the one go you can see all the data, like the one power packed HRMS tool people
Absolutely.
can go for.
Include
Yeah,
a
yeah.
chatbot also there so that it addresses all the HR policies and guidelines as well in the same HR. I mean, only probably when you're involving too much of integration, too much of APIs, uh, there is, I mean, sometimes too much of automation will not be
Helpful.
giving us the desired results.
No, definitely, definitely. So, in the same line, Hit, I would like to like your opinion here that now we have seen that a lot of tech intervention is there, a lot of AI tools are there. Now, in that particular category, I mean, at every step we see that the technology's intervention is so much. I mean, from the onboarding to engagement and performance management. So actually, it's making our life easier also. But how do you ensure that your company's core values and culture remains strong and do not get diluted in the processes while using all such tools and technologies?
Thank you, Archana. So let me start with a simple thought that culture is not just a poster on the wall, it's the behavior in the hall. So we talk this day in and day out that culture is not just mentioned in your website or in handbook. It should be like how your people are feeling on Sunday night. It's not just what they are talking in the meeting rooms, but how they are whispering in the lunch breaks. So culture cannot be installed, it is to be lived every day and every moment. So if whatever tools and technologies we are implementing or we are introducing any new tools and technologies, it's not going to replace human being. It's just it is going to amplify it and enhance the more experience for the employees. That is what I feel. And when our culture is more empathetic, human, and warm, right, it is going to give a very good experience to an employee because no one is going to remember. Like if I ask any of you that if you joined any organization and remember first day, anyone will not remember how the policies and processes were explained or any tools and technologies. We will remember the warmth and we will remember the welcome feeling which we got on first day. So it's all about what kind of experience, what kind of moments we create for our employees, and that's what's matter. I'll give one simple example. Like we also, as Sabya Pama mentioned, that we also have one tool from hire to retire. But now, how do we humanize it? Because it's all about how we are creating a good experience for the employees, right? So if we talk about salary slip, once our payroll is processed, it's automated, right? You just have to click on download and you will get your salary slip. But now we created something to get it more humanized experience. What we did is every month we have some innovative message. for employees. Like last month, what we did is once the payroll was processed, what we did is we had a simple notification that thank you for your contribution. You really made a difference this month, and this is your reward. So employees would feel that they are not just paid; they are valued in the organization. So along with tools, how do we create such kind of experience? That's what matters. In fact, we do like once the payroll is processed, we have this post salary query session. So of course we will have ticketing system wherein employee would able to generate their queries and everything. But then when we try to create more human experience, like an HR person is sitting to address the queries, we invite employees voluntarily. If they can come virtually or face to face, doesn't matter, but if there is a human interaction. I still remember one employee said that it really helped, this conversation really helped me to plan my education loan and everything. So that experience tool cannot give anytime. So it's our job as a leader that how do we create such experience, and we do not forget our values, because our culture can go a little bit here and there, but our values should be intact. That's what I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mean, nobody can replace human, and that, the emotional part, right? So emotions are very important, and yeah, that empathy is also required. I mean, many times, I mean, you have to go and listen to them. I mean, if they're raising the ticket, that will not solve the problem. You're providing solution also, but if you go and interact with them uh, for 5 minutes, that really makes a lot of difference. Thank you so much for your input, Kate. So my next question is for Satyabhama. Satyabhama, while using any tech tool, so sometimes people fail to evaluate whether actually that particular, that particular tech stack is genuinely contributing to higher employee satisfaction and productivity, or maybe it's just at the surface level it is giving us certain outcomes. So do you are you using any tool, how you are evaluating that, if I am implementing or using any tech stack, that how it is particularly helping our organization, whether it is improving the employee performance and satisfaction, or it's just giving just surface level metrics as it is giving.
See, the success of any HRMS tool lies in the adoption of the staff. Um, See, adoption rates can be measured in terms of like how frequently they use a help desk, how frequently they use their. I mean, first is for us when I'm giving you an example of managing remote staff in a financial services company wherein around its 10,000 staff we had to manage in multiple locations across the country. So naturally, the first thing which will hit is the attendance. So making sure that the attendance is captured, or that was a kind of one which was coming from the HR need. But when at the same time, uh, the success rate, I would say, when the supervisors and the staff, they seek information. Yes, I have done this one, I have done my logging in is being done, it has not tracked my location or the attendance properly. And when they start to question you, that is where the actual success begins. And also the help desk, I would say, when the queries they raise through the help desk, these are the ones simple metrics which I would say show demonstrates the success of any mean it is improving the satisfaction or the employees satisfaction. Any tech stack is using that, their satisfaction level is increasing. And apart from that, of course, main is, I would say, the transparency when the recruitment was in the recruitment practices. There used to be frequent interactions or issues concerning the functional heads with the HR when we have a multiple locations, multi-location, and a number of staff is also on the higher and remote locations. The major one is on the recruitment tracking. Like, they'd be saying, like, functional team members would be saying that they would have sent the details, they have shared the records, but I have not really got the offer or any. So an effective usage, like this transformed, it was not an easy job. We couldn't do the transformation in one single month or one single. It had to continuous refinement, continuous changing of modules, like change requests, multiple change requests had to be made and with the HRMS vendor as well. So but the success rate happened with the when the transparency was brought in the recruitment practices and in the attendance and in the all the particularly the remote staff, when they are able to access all their data without reaching out to their supervisors or reaching out to the HR, when they were able to access all the information, that was a real success rate.
Yeah, no, totally. I can understand that. That is the problem. Like, if the transparency is there, people, adoption rate is high, then obviously we can implement, and yeah, that ensure the success of any tool. But if the transparency is not there, and people are not adopting that particular process and new set of rules, then obviously that we cannot ensure the success of that. So that's a very true fact. So coming back to you, Hate, so because you are so much into, you are more into the culture, right? So I would also request you to, if you can, tell us about how leadership or the leader's role contribute here, because leaders often set the tone of the culture and employee experience. In that tech-driven work environment, what specific steps or the practices should leadership adopt to ensure the culture is stay human, inclusive, and aligned with the company values despite of increasing digitalization?
Right. So leadership is a bridge between technology and human interaction, because nowadays we have so many tools, AI, and everything is there. There is so much of data and everything is available just a click away. So as a leader, it's our responsibility that how we keep the human center alive in our organization. And when we talk about, I use this example in my organization as well, that whenever we are talking about leadership during workshops, also I say this thing that we can take example from Lord Krishna from mythology, how he was helping Arjuna not just to fight battle, but to give more moral guidance, building emotional connections, and making it connecting it to a larger purpose. So that's how what as a leaders also we can implement the same thing in our organization also. How do we align all employees to the technology, and that will help us to align more to our organization to a larger purpose, right? If we talk about performance management review, right, which you mentioned rightly mentioned, so now gone are those days that we have the feedback at the end of the year, right? Now we inspired by Google Map, we started this practice that every whenever the project is completed, every month or every quarter they'll get the feedback, all employees will receive that feedback. It's like in which direction you are going, you get this feedback every now and then. So that is that thing we have implemented. And how do we put our heart there, because it's not just numbers. So when we talk about performance appraisals, also it's not just numbers. It's rent. It's the dream of someone. It's a look. We have a lot of things. People have a lot of things going in that back of the mind. So how do we humanize that experience for them? Like one of our LMS system we implemented, it was training and development system, and then whenever we introduce something, employee will feel that now again one more checkbox, again one more mandate to be done. But how do we humanize it? So now, to make it more gamified, what we did is we gamified it a little bit, that anytime any employee is completing training, they can redeem their points against any of their favorite perks. So it can be monetary also, it can be non-monetary, as simple as if you want to have a chat with your mentor, or you want to have some book. So any perks which they would feel they want, they can get it redeemed from them. So along with performance management system, there is LMS system, everything in one umbrella that it is available. But for leaders, how do we humanize that experience? Okay, how a leader can walk into the room, own the room, and how a leader will say that we have the milestone alert for service completion, everything. But if a leader is saying that you have completed 5 years, let me share a small video message congratulating you, that will make employee feel so much good. So this kind of practices will really help to create culture.
Yeah, definitely, definitely hate. So actually, it is helping a lot in the organization, and that human touch. I mean, I also I would appreciate that, the ongoing feedback. You're sitting one to one, talking to people, that actually people feel very connected, and they feel there is a feeling of, being heard. So if there is someone who is listening to them, so sometimes I also, see that a lot of people are coming, they want my time, they say, the informal, sometimes they come for the informal chit chat, sometimes they come for, some maybe they are facing certain issues, the grievances are there. So they feel the feeling of heard is the best thing. So that they feel that yeah, somebody is concerned, somebody is listening to our problem, somebody is there to support us the company. So that kind of movement in the culture is very much required.
Right,
And
right.
that
And even when we were doing one-on-one connect, it was getting mechanical. So we introduced HRMS. We introduced a lot of new practices like AMA, ask me anything with CEO, ask me anything with director, so that candid conversations really have that impact and people can connect. So of course, registration, sending reminder, everything will be done through HRMS tool, through any of the tools. That is okay. But then, what feeling you are getting after having that conversation? Because the real screen starts when the candid conversation happens. So that really boosts up the employee motivation at the organization.
Yeah, it's basically ask me anything is a very good idea. I really like that. So it's like the personal connect they can feel that they can ask anything from CEO, maybe some humorous thing also. So that creates a very good bond between the team. That's a wonderful idea. I'll also implement that in my organization. So thank you so much, Sid. Satyababa, my next question is for you. That's very interesting question. So sometime, we know that the if the onboarding is not good or not as expected, then obviously the journey of the employee also hamper, and the outcomes are not as desired. So onboarding is a critical first impression of the organization. So especially in a fast scaling tech companies where all the industry like you, where a lot of ongoing things are there, fast hiring is there, a lot of people are coming and going. So how has the use of technology transformed your approach to onboarding the new employee, and what outcomes have you observed as a result?
Yeah, the first impact is which we'll be having is on the effective onboarding, particularly with the tech hiring. Uh, see, earlier, I'm talking about few years back, we used to have one bunch of documents as post offer documents or onboarding documents. That set will be given to any newcomer who is coming over there, and it will take at least 3/4 of the day for any candidate who is joining the system, all the including the statutory and the data candidate data sheet, everything put together. But yes, once this we introduced there's online onboarding is drastically reduced. 50 percentage of the literally 50 percentage of the time got reduced in the filling, and it also reduced the manual from the HR perspective. Yes, it reduced the monotony, and 25 percentage of the time was available for the HR team members to focus on other things. And above all, there was also some more improvisation had to be done. You see, there were all these documents. Um, Once a candidate data is entered in one of the sheet, it will not be flowing into the other one. So we had to do an improvisation in the with another one, wherein once the data is fed in, it automatically the other forms get pre-filled with the data. So when that was getting enabled, as I said, it was 50 percentage of the reduction of the time, and it was a smooth sail for the staff getting onboarded. All the formalities, either it be the statutory or the IT related one, everything right from the employee code to the literally going on to the orientation schedule became uh, it became hassle free and became a pleasant experience for the staff.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea of having that. So, Heth, actually, I would also like you to provide some inputs. Like we are using a lot of digital tools across the platform. A lot of digital tools we are using. Like for the onboarding also we are using the HRMS tool. Engagement apps are also there. Communication tools are also there. So, throughout their journey, employees are using the multiple digital platforms. So, how do you ensure a smooth, consistent, and emotionally engaging experience for employee across these touch points?
Right, right. And before moving to that, as we are talking on onboarding, right? So I just said that we don't remember the first day, all the policies and processes, but we remember the kind of feeling. So in my career, I have worked with around 4 to 5 companies, but I remember only 1 or 2 companies who gave me really good the first impression. When I just, it's always a feeling when you enter a premises and you get that vibe that yeah, I'm feeling the sense of belonging, and that's what matters for us, right? So in onboarding also, as you said, that there are a lot of HRMS tools. So currently we use KK from hire to retire, we are managing all the things, right? But then how do we customize on first day? If the employee is handed over entire checklist, or all the documentation is done, the installation of LMS portal or whatever the communication channel is there, everything they have included. But if we put little bit of humanize, if we include them, if we introduce them to a buddy, which is a very informal way, so that buddy is always there to help provide an informal support to an employee. So that's make his or her job little bit easier, and he or she will feel more connected with the organization. So that is one of the uh, like practices which we do in onboarding. If we talk about the other day, I was talking to one of my friend in US. So now, if when we are talking about AI, she mentioned in that in their company they have introduced a mood tracking system as well. So if an employee, how the employee is responding to you, how the employee is responding to emails, everything can be tracked through the system. Okay, but then what? Where is the human connection there? So now, how a manager is feeling, like how a manager is helping the employees to feel psychologically safe, how a manager is helping the team members to share their ideas openly without any problem. So we conduct a lot of retrospective meetings also, so we celebrate failures. So a manager should be trained through technology and through human factor as well, that how you help your team members to speak up openly, to give feedback and receive feedback, both of the factors. So these are all practices, and it's entire ecosystem, right? From, and I would not say the moment start from the onboarding. The when the recruiter is making the first call to a prospective employee, that moment is something where it starts. So entire ecosystem is connected, and how do we implement each technology with human factor? That is our goal, and that should keep alive.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also, request you to, if you can, maybe Satyabama can take it first. So, what kind of tools, digital tools, are your favorite in the HR tech? And whenever we implement new things, Satyabama, I mean, the question is twofold basically. So, one is, what is your personal choice? What are the tools you like, basically? And one more thing is, whenever we are actually implementing the new tool in the organization, so there is some resistance sometimes, or certain kind of a challenges, I would say. So have you faced those kind of a challenges ever, and how you handle that? So yeah, that would be very interesting for all our listeners.
Plenty of stories are there. Resistance, the first one which comes for any automation is the resistance from every user. So first thing is, why am I supposed to, you know, uh, login or attendance marking? That is where I'm already doing it in the register. So why are you making me do it? I'm also logging in through the system. Why do you need a biometric? Why do you need so many systems? First. Second one will be the manpower request when we are asking them to raise it through the HRMS. Why am I supposed to do? And I mean, these are one of the, I mean, I'm just saying from very few of the aspects, but major one comes from total denial in the remote locations. They will not be even be bothered about the communication, about the meetings which we had, everything, but complete denial of whatever is going on with the HRMS tools. That is where we will be initially failing. Kind of, all the efforts which we do will be kind of, will be faced. We will get, I mean, kind of, actually we need to do, we were doing further probing, and then that is where we realized we literally went there with them and made them understand, like, or made them, the part of a initial we call it as a the trials which we do initially, that testing, we started to involve all these team members, either it be the remote location staff member or the internal team member, right from the production to the sales team to the infra team. All these members were included as a part of the team. Like initial demo or the testing was done with them, and then only the success rate was translated, or it was getting translated to others, because when one sales guy communicates to the other sales guy about the impact of the HRMS, yes, he gets its acceptance level was much higher. So rather than HR saying it, yes, it is really useful, so why don't you try? So these team members will become our own internal champions, who will be who will be literally talking about the benefits of usage of each and every tool and how he has benefited, and that's how it internally got translated. It was not an easier one, but it was on a through a trial and error basis. Primary one is to do with the data. Like, initially we used to manage, I'm talking about earlier days when we were managing with Excel. It was prone to all kind of errors, all kind of repetitive. It's not intentionally done. It's prone to human errors only. So in HR automation, using this, you know, either it be the recruitment module, which itself we did, or the employee management, which we say, and the attendance one. All those, when it was taken through, that is where the acceptance. Once the team started to accept it, then it became a success. But it was a difficult path. More so
Yeah, definitely.
when the other functional heads will, yeah, more so, when at the leadership team level, when the leadership at the senior level, but this, when we have all functional heads meeting the MD or the CEO, if they're talking about going to talk about the onboarding problems and the recruitment issues, that itself will be consuming the entire business talk. Like, instead of the business review, it will be more of the issues which they face in the HR aspect. So that got addressed effectively.
Yeah, wonderful. And really, that's a right, very good approach that if you have the internal champions who are actually appreciating the process or the whatever tech stack you're using, that actually it can, make the HR's life easier because rather HR team is telling them again and again that you have to use that, what are the benefits. Then obviously, if their internal team members are telling them something, appreciating the process, then obviously, so that's why at the time of interview we see that the cultural fit, that's one of the aspects. So if the person is very good, very good in the skills, but that cultural fit is not there, then obviously going forward we a lot of challenges we have to face. Yeah. So hey, I would also request you to please contribute here.
Right. So as we were talking about automation, I will. The only question we should be asking is: are we complicating or are we simplifying the process? I'll give example. In our one of our organization, we had this reimbursement process, which was manual. So if there is any petty cash expenses were done, and any employee would go to the admin head, and then it will get manually signed, and it was getting submitted. When we introduced HRMS system, what we did is we like only just you need to scan and you have to upload the receipt and entire process will be done. You will be getting your payment, everything in your bank account. Lot of resistance because we were doing like this, we are happy, there is no complaint, why are you introducing such systems? So these all questions, and then this all questions were coming, and now how do we resolve? That was the part, because explaining or just introducing any policy or any processes will not help. You need buy-in from the leaders also and from the ground level staff also. So that's so how we will be able to build the culture. So we did lot of back and forth. We did customization. We asked them their opinion that why are you struggling so much? It's a just two process click. And if it is not giving you good experience, let us know. Then we can help in making a lot of customization also. And this was how it was implemented, the reimbursement process. And then again, as she said that employees became the champions for that, and they are now so comfortable that the reimbursement, even as simple process as reimbursement, it is giving them a good feeling, good value addition, because now they can do it from mobile also everywhere. But initially adopting that technology was really a challenge because they are habituated to do certain things in a certain way. So now our job as HR or our job as managers or our job as a leader is how do, rather than just introducing any technology, how do we simplify it for them and how we take their buy-in? Because if employees would like to do and if they feel their involvement, then of course they are going to adopt this technology very much. And for any matter,
Correct.
I'll say not just technology. We introduced in one of my organization, we had the process of wearing t-shirts on Friday, company t-shirts on Friday, and employees would have a lot of things that why it is compulsory. And I joined that organization, and my first task was to why people are not wearing. And I thought that if it is something related to branding, it should be wear intentionally. It should be wear with a proud. Why do you need to make it mandatory? Now, what we did is we took the anonymous survey. We asked them, where do you want the logo to be placed? Where do you want the colors? What kind of colors do you want? What kind of design you want? Everything, right? It's not that we are going to take everyone's suggestion, but then majority of them will feel that we are getting the sense of belonging. And if we involve people in decision making, that is the best buy-in, and people will love to wear it. And after 3 4 months, the system changed. And people like to wear not just on Friday; they started wearing on a couple of other days also. So that I have implemented such system in my organization that even if you don't implement, just hear them out, make them feel that you belong here, and that sense of belonging would really help.
Yeah, if that particular decision comes as a burden on them, then obviously they deny. But if they are enjoying that thing and actually they were throughout the process, they were involved and they are excited to see the outcome, like you have, taken their suggestion that what kind of a colors or the t-shirts you want, where we should place the logo. So because they were so much involved in the designing, so they must be excited to wear that. So obviously not on Fridays, they must be wearing on the most of the days. Yeah, that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. So thank you so much. I feel that, a lot of insights and, the practical kind of challenges you people shared and how you handled and dealt with those kind of a challenge. You thoroughly explained that. These, the practical insights are going to definitely going to help our audience a lot. Even you have given, I mean, both of you have given a lot of stuff for the freshers also who are the aspiring managers or the the budding leaders. So obviously that is going to help our community members a lot. So thank you so much, Heth and Satyabama, for sharing such thoughts, probably insights on redefining the productivity in the both business operations and the people leadership. So thank you so much, and thank you to our wonderful audience. Thank you for your engagement, your questions, and being a part of the productivity team today.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Heth, and
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
Lokesh.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you,
much. Thank
Archana. Thank you, V360 team. Thank you, Lokesh, for inviting and having a wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So at V360.ai, we believe that productivity isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter with the right tool, with the right people, and the right mindset. So stay tuned for more episodes. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building the workplace that work better. So this is Archana signing off for the day. Take care and stay productive. Thanks, everyone.